research, and let's pull it up because there's not a lot of new subscribers. I'm not going to assume everybody's seen this. Let's just pull it up really quickly. Okay, so moon phases right here. This is my favorite site for this kind of research. If this is new to you, by all means look through, because this is fascinating work. But pretty much, let me summarize it in this way. For the past 50 or some odd years, if you look at the financial markets, like legacy traditional markets, and you correlate tops and bottoms and price fluctuations with moon phases, there's a beyond statistically insignificant, so a statistically significant correlation between new moons and local market bottoms and full moons and new moons and local market tops and full moons and local market bottoms. So once again, on the full moon, we typically see markets bottom, create bottoms. And on new moons, we typically see markets create tops. Hello everyone, my name's Dean and that's Talk Crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is January 9th, 2024. And this is going to be a quick update on what I'm seeing in the charts and why I believe that we are on the brink or on the eve of an imminent collapse in the price of Bitcoin. Okay, this is not unexpected, but we've been hovering for quite some time, and we may very well finally get this drop down to the $32,000 region. I'm going to tell you why that is. If that sounds interesting to you, then watch until the very end. Hope everyone's having a great day. Let's get into the analysis. Okay, Bitcoin right now is at $46,100 and some odd dollars. Okay, don't let that fool you. Don't let the idea that we've been hovering above about 41,000 for more than 30 days. I believe it's been more than 30 days at this point. Yeah, it's been 36 days. Okay, I still maintain that this entire sequence is a channel, and that this channel will eventually break down, okay? And I believe that this eventual breakdown is hours away, okay? And why do I believe that it's hours away? Two reasons. Firstly, if you measure the time it's taken to come up from this purported 5-wave sequence up to this point right here, right, on December 5th, 2023, 51 days, thereabouts. If you then measure the time we've been in this sideways range, it's been about 35 days, okay? Not exactly 1-to-1, but it's going to take some time for the price not only to come down, but also to consolidate before going back up, which most of us eventually think it's going to do, okay? And all of that together, theoretically, should take around the same time. If it's a wave 1, wave 2 situation, you should have 51 days up and 51 days down. Okay, so that's the first thing. Okay, it's not super exact. That's not why I believe it's hours away. The reason I believe it's hours away is because of what's happening now. Okay, and two elements of what is giving me cause to believe that this move is hours from happening. One, the volatility. So the volatility is what? The volatility is the movement of the price from high to low, or from one point to another, quickly. Okay, it's not just hanging out now. It's like moving. It wants to move. And as a result of that volatility, I believe that the next big move is coming. Now I'm dropping down into the 4-hourly time frame. Guys are getting value. Please like, share, and subscribe, or buy me a coffee. I've got a new buy me a coffee link in the description. So if we drop down into the 4-hourly time frame, what we can see is we have our range, and Bitcoin has pretty much been up and down in this range, and right now we have a test of the top of the range. Two things can happen. Either we break the top of the range and continue to the upside, which is unlikely for, one, because if you break to the upside, then you're completely ignoring that $32,000 region, which is previous resistance of about 250 days that needs to be retested as support, right? That's the first thing. The second thing is you are also neglecting the idea that all of this is bearish, because this looks like a bearish distributive range. Okay, it looks like a bunch of sideways price action. It could be an intrawave correction, but it's unlikely to be that, especially given this right here, what we've just experienced in the past few hours, where you break the top of the range, you basically test the uppermost regions of that range, and you say, no thank you, no buyers, and you start coming back down. Same thing happened here, right here, okay? You can see that. You go to the top right here, and you come all the way back down. So if I'm looking at just this right here, this price action right here, I'm seeing the following: A wave, B wave, and then the start of the impulse. So I'm seeing a flat correction take place right here. A, B, C, right? That's what I'm seeing on the charts. This is why I'm thinking we're going down. And why do I think it's imminent? It's because it's coincident, it's confluent with the idea that the next trading day is January 10th, and January 10th is a new moon. And what do we know about new moons? Okay, the moon cycles, very important. If you've never seen my work, a lot of new subscribers, welcome. I don't typically do this, but I occasionally reference moon phases and that sort of analysis, because if you look at research, and let's pull it up because there are not a lot of new subscribers. I'm not going to assume everybody's seen this. Let's just pull it up really quickly. Okay, so moon phases right here. This is my favorite site for this kind of research. If this is new to you, by all means look through, because this is fascinating work. But pretty much, let me summarize it in this way. For the past 50 or some odd years, if you look at the financial markets, like legacy traditional markets, and you correlate tops and bottoms and price fluctuations with moon phases, there's a beyond statistically insignificant, so a statistically significant correlation between new moons and local market bottoms and full moons and new moons and local market tops and full moons and local market bottoms. So once again, on the full moon, we typically see markets bottom, create bottoms. And on new moons, we typically see markets create tops, okay? So this is the research in legacy markets. You can, again, this is not like, just something you find on TikTok. There's like rigorous research that has gone into these conclusions by like big universities and endowments and all that stuff. So I like Lunatic Creator because they've compiled all this research, and that's essentially the idea. And I'll add 0 to 3 days. The research shows that 0 to 3 days after the onset of a full moon or a new moon, we typically see that move. Okay, so back to our charts. I believe that this is one of the things we're seeing once again. If you go on the daily time frame, and I actually have an indicator, and you can do this too. It's a moon phases indicator, which shows this in action in the Bitcoin chart. Okay, basically the blue circles represent new moons, i.e. local market tops. And the silver circles represent full moons, i.e. local market bottoms. We're about to get a silver right here. I believe that will coincide with this local market top, and we finally get our move back down to this support level. Okay, so we've been waiting for a while, and I've been saying for a while. Let's go back to our small time frames. Hourly. So for a while I've been saying that this Bitcoin's bearish, right? Obviously you could get involved in it, but it's risky, especially because the break of the channel can happen at any time. Okay, so you don't want to mess with things when they are overheated. And actually I was saying, for those of you who are subscribed will know this, I was bearish on Bitcoin in wave 4 of this move up. I was bearish on Bitcoin here. I thought this was the end, but then we got another move up. But that's fine. I'd rather have gotten out here than get caught in the move to the downside, right? Obviously, it's gone up since then considerably, but that's just trading. You don't know exactly for sure. You look at the data, you make your best guess, and you try to be cautious. You try to be prudent based off of your reads of the market. So the way I'm reading the market now is I'm seeing this channel right here, this 30 plus day channel, as a distributive channel, and I'm seeing a move to the downside. And because it's coinciding with the new moon, January 10th, but even though it's January 9th right now, remember, in markets, the start of the trading day starts at 8 p.m. on the day before, 7 or 8 p.m. on the day before. So all I'm saying is don't be surprised if in the next few hours we do find Bitcoin going down precipitously, heading towards its $32,000 mark. Now, what of the altcoins? I've been talking about altcoins and how some altcoins are bullish. Let's go to the total 2. Yeah, let's go to the total 2. Now, altcoins will not go down as far as Bitcoin, and you should be able to see this. Let's look at this chart once again. Let's pull up our distribution list. Okay, you should see some altcoins reacting positively, ironically, even though Bitcoin seems bearish, only because they have less of a move down to make. Okay, not all altcoins, but a lot of altcoins are closer to the bottom. They're closer to support than Bitcoin. So again, I'm not saying, and during last video I was like, how to spot altcoin gems in a bearish Bitcoin market. Even though Bitcoin's bearish, altcoins are closer to moving up than Bitcoin is. Okay, so right now you can see Ethereum's put in a positive day. I still don't think that you're going to start running necessarily. You could, but I don't think you're necessarily going to start running, especially when Bitcoin makes that move. Okay, when Bitcoin makes the move down, everything's going to go down, but not everything's going to go down in the same way or in the same amount. So I'm still of the opinion that watch for Bitcoin to move down precipitously, but also be mindful of certain altcoins that are already close or on support, that once Bitcoin makes that move down, will start making their move up. Guys, that's my analysis. Hope this was helpful. Hope this was useful. Like, share, and subscribe if you got value. Buy me a coffee if you want to. There's the link in the description below. That's completely new. And I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.